inspiring young man who walked 20 miles to make it to his first day of work. What motivated you to walk instead of calling off your first day?
I just got laid off my job for UPS, so I was putting in job applications, and nobody would give me a call back. And I was just like, somebody just give me that chance I can show them who I am. And the moving company called me and said, hey, you hired, and I was so grateful for that. My car broke down, my ride bailed on me, and I was thinking, I can get there. I got 2 legs and 2 feet. I have a way to get there. So I was supposed to be there at 7:45 in the morning. I left at 11:40 p.m. that night. At 4 o'clock in the morning, right before you get on the highway, I decided to take a 2-minute rest. And at that time, Pelham Police officer came to the side and said, "Hey, are you okay?" I said, "It's gonna sound real crazy, but I'm actually heading to work on my first day of the job."
So what happened next?
His friend that knew me in the area came pick me up and drove me the rest of the few miles. And at 6:30 in the morning, we arrived at the homeowner's house, and he went ahead and told them it was okay for me to come in and be this early.
So the homeowner, Jenny, is here. Okay, so you're the homeowner. What'd you think when you opened the door and you found out what had happened to Walter?
To be honest, my eyes just fill with tears. At 6:30 in the morning to hear that story, you just loved him right away. I mean, he just a fine young man, you can tell. And, you know, being a mom, I knew he was tired. I said, hey, why don't you go on upstairs and just take a little rest before we start the move? And that way you can, you know, rest before your team comes.
Wait a minute, hold up. You tell this kid to go upstairs in your house in a bedroom and rest.
I did, because I knew he had to be tired. And he said, no, ma'am, I want to get started and help you guys move. Yeah.
All right. So let's get to this part, folks. Luke Marklin, who happens to be the CEO of Bellhop Movers, was so impressed by Walter's determination that he wanted to personally thank him. Check it out.
He's got everything he needs to be a bellhop. The one piece he's missing is like a way to get there. So this is my car. I'd like it to be your car.
Oh my God.
This whole story is so good. It's so good on so many levels. You know, first of all, young people, to find that type of grit and hustle in a young person today, Jenny was so inspired to help Walter out that she set up a GoFundMe for him. The goal was to reach $2,000. And they ended up collecting more than $90,000. Walter, what'd you do?
I gave away $25,000 to Burnham Education Foundation that was in the high school. With that organization, get high school students ready to go into college life and get ready for
So
us.
you knew about this organization?
Yes, I was in it in high school.
Oh, you were in it?
Yes, so they made me to be the Walter I am today.
Really? You know him?
Yes, I know him.
Mr. Carpenter, what would you like to tell Walter?
Well, Walter, you've inspired me, you've inspired thousands of people all over the world, and with your permission, we want to use the donation that you gave us to start the Walter Carr Award. And
I mean, for him to do that in your name, for this woman to open up her home, for this guy to give you a car, it's still a lot of good people in this country, man. It's still a lot of good people who care. It just is, man. It just really does take a village. You 20.
Yes, sir.
You ain't see this coming?
No, sir, I didn't. And you my biggest idol. I always analyzed you throughout my whole life. Every show, everything you do, I have always been there to watch.
Hey, man, don't do this to me today.
It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here. To see my biggest idol and be right here with you, it's a blessing to me. And I thank God for it. I really do.
See, you know, man, what's crazy about this is if you're a spiritual person, you ain't missing this. You just got to see how it all come together. You have no idea who God made you to be. But you gotta hang in there to find out. You can't give up. It's at your darkest moments he show up. He show up, he be shining, man. God show up. See, the color is all out of this story. This ain't a story about color. This is really the truth about who we are and who we supposed to be. It ain't supposed to be no, oh God, he can't come stay in my house. Who that little black man at the house? Call the police. The police, we keep hearing about how they don't pick us up. They do pick you up. The police will go get you something to eat. Every police ain't shooting us. We gotta start telling these stories, man, because these are stories that's gotta get out, because it inspires other people. This is so crazy the way this happening. Who lets somebody they don't know come in their house and go upstairs and lay down? Who gives away a car? Who puts a scholarship? You got a scholarship in your name, dog. That's crazy. Do you see that?